Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're hopping back into Garden of Good and Evil. We're on turn, I believe, 94. 94. And this is one turn ago for me in real time, and hopefully I get 2 turns in this episode, which will catch me up to a turn I have not yet submitted. So, here we go. We have a message from Scaleria saying, yeah, let's do it. If you can cast it, or would it be better if I did? My strongest astral is S3 if that influences things. So Scaleria said he is in for taking down Arcane Nexus. And he said, also, I did fight a major battle with Rlyeh this turn. Tactically, it was a victory. I won and Ryleh's forces routed. Strategically, it was good. But not enormously. A bunch of Ryleh's troops and about 15 Star Children died, but the children were basically just communion slaves. I didn't really kill any of the important mages, and a lot of troops got away. Long story short, I'll be able to launch more attacks, but it wasn't the crushing blow I was hoping for. So it sounds like he won. He got some land. And the good news with that is even if Scaleria has a small victory, and even killing 15 Star Children, I've got so much pressure on Rlyeh. I'm about to probably siege this fort, and I'll show you everything that happened this turn, but I've got so much pressure on him that he's going to have a really hard time responding to Scaleria also. And he's probably desperately pleading now for Scaleria to ease up, and then for Nazca to attack me. Because at this point it's clear the tides have turned against Rlyeh. So let's go through some of the stuff that happened this turn. I'll do the events real quick. I lost a priest to an assassin. We're going to go around and click on some of the battles. So, I tried to snipe this thinking there were going to be troops here, but he moved a full-on army. Unfortunately, this army was not big enough to draw out gem usage, so instead he just kills everyone. Probably stole some of my troops, too. I'm wondering where all these undead are coming from. I kind of think for a moment he might have undead masteried Ryleh's troops, but we'll see. I took this back, or Rlyeh tried to take this back. That's kind of funny. He had a bunch of crap units, right? I managed to kill that ice elemental. And now his mage is in some deep trouble. So there we go. That was ineffective. I think I had moved reinforcements in last turn. Had a tiny little battle here where I just sniped these back from Rlyeh. His army was actually in this province that turn, and I was assuming his army would move, which it did. So this little crap army was going to probably kill, 1 or 2 PD, but it would obviously die to that army, but it wouldn't be heavy losses. This army was, one of these armies was here. Ultima Typhia, right? Look who is back. It is the Lady of the Lake. Limne. Our Vine Shield carrying, Flesh-Eating carrying, otherwise pretty cheaply kitted out except for these unique items. Who has caused me enormous amounts of problems. So here she comes. She's got almost no fatigue. But you can see, look, and she's ethereal too. I just totally laid into her. Let's check that out again. I'm not totally sure how this happened, really. I didn't really have much in the way of good troops in here. Okay, so she's got 50 HP. She's ethereal. She's berserked. Her defense skill is 30, which is extremely high. Right? Now look. I just did 50 points of damage. Right, now she's going to regenerate a lot. She'll regenerate 20 a turn. But that... yeah, she just got wrecked. I just killed her in 1 turn. And this is a lady who's probably, through routing my armies, has killed hundreds of these knights. Hundreds, right? And something about that, I just got lucky, and yeah, she just died. So that was huge. I can't be happier that she's off the board. The only thing is I wish that I could summon her so she could be on my side, but to do that I need an underwater lab, which I could put here, but then I would need to get somebody high in water magic over there. Like, theoretically, I could teleport this guy over and cast it. I'd have to teleport twice. I'd have to build a lab. It would be quite an adventure. Not sure how I'm going to do it. Don't think I can. So I'm probably just going to have to accept that he will resummon her. Because certainly by the time I did it, he could resummon her. Would resummon her. So that's good. Scalaria has basically said that he's going to do it. Send me the troops. We had that little battle here versus the Queen of the Lakes. Father Ill-Earth has exposed himself. He sees this whole big juicy army and he says, okay, I'm going to kill him. So I put up Rigor Mortis, right, thinking maybe there will be an army here and we can do some damage. But then I run into Father Ill-Earth, who is not going to get fatigued out because he's an Earth Mage. So he's got 39 fatigue, and it's not really growing. Alright, there it is. It is growing. So, 81. Well, maybe I might get him. 102, so he's fatigued out now, but I just don't have any damage dealers, right? And he's got a fair amount of regen, 15%. So he's regenning how much a turn? 16? And I just can't get over 16 damage a turn. If he wasn't ethereal, I probably could kill him. One of the things Rlyeh's done extremely well is making good use of fluffers. Fluffers are your mages that come in to buff your super combatants before they go into combat, and he's made very good use of them. So I'm actually going to be playing a game as Hinam, where I hope to make some use of them as well. Anyway, I've learned a lot just watching Rlyeh. He's a very good player. Anyway, this army is going to just sit here and stall. I'm skipping forward dozens of turns. Right, basically nothing happens. He's not really laying out much damage, and then I retreat and my whole army dies. So if we look at the battle report for that, I lost 400 units. Right, that's a lot. And I didn't kill anything. So that was very effective. However, and this is a big however, I'm going to kill him. I was also talking to Nazca offline, and Nazca said that that Rlyeh did not summon him, which I assumed he did. I assumed that Rlyeh had blood access somehow, and summoned him, but he did not. He stole it off Nazca with Enslaved Mind. So, what I'm going to be doing to counter this guy is I'm going to be sending in this Queen of Thunder, who's going to be summoning air elementals, which have a lightning attack. They also trample, but because this guy's size 6, they will use their lightning attack instead. And what you will notice, I will show you very quickly in this battle, is that he cast Iron Skin, if you see up here, right? So what that is going to do is it's going to give him a susceptible to shock, which means that dropping air elementals on him will be extremely effective. So she's going to come in, she's going to do Living Clouds, then summon air elemental, and then hold and retreat. And doing that should kill him. She could probably solo kill him, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm also going to put my golem right on top of him. And this will definitely kill him. The other thing I'm doing is he could, in theory, it's unlikely he would move this army out of the fort that I potentially may attack to protect him. But in case he does, I'm going to also be moving in... Whoops. Some troops. I thought I was moving in more. This isn't many, but I'll be moving in some that could potentially help with fighting once Poseidon is killed if they move an army in during the non-magic phase. So let's see what else happened. We already went through most of the battles up here. Let's just check, see what... I don't think I showed this. This is his main army. And you can see this is a huge... This is probably the most Star Children we've seen in an army yet. And he's got a fair amount of them communion slaving up. The rest of them are doing body ethereal and things like that. But this is a very strong army. If we look at the gems he has in it, he's definitely set up to drop Fog Warriors. He's set up to probably cast Earthquake, or potentially, this is actually probably going to be Army of Lead. Right? And Army of Lead's really good against MA-Ermor, or against Blood Vengeance from a Blood Bless. Will prevent them from taking a lot of damage, and It doesn't stack with anti-magic though, so if you're an astral nation casting it, it doesn't help you that much. Not sure what this guy's gonna cast. This is probably mass protection or regeneration. And then he's got this guy probably to do northern the astral boost spell. I forget what it's called. So that is what we're looking at here. Yeah. So anyway, that's his big army. So we're gonna snipe the golem this turn. Let's go over here and look at this theater of war. So I had predicted last turn there were going to be troops here and there were going to be troops here, and I put 2 armies in each of them hoping to defend. Let's see what happened here. Well, let's watch the first one. So Asphodel attacked me, and I didn't think Asphodel would. I thought Rlyeh would probably attack this province, but you can see he attacks me and he's got some pretty good troops in here. This is... I really don't know about these Vine Ogres he's got. I think you have better use for nature gems as Asphodel. Like summoning more centaurs to summon more Vinemen. But you can see he's not really doing much, right? This is an army attacking. They have no protection. There's this guy's being really, really lazy. Like, so lazy. He does have these worm mages, which are nice, right? But, like, what are they doing? Like, why would you summon worm mages and then not have them cast spells? Like, maybe he did some wooden warriors somewhere? I don't even see that. Like, what? I don't... It's just really lazy. So I don't know. This is an intermediate plus game, so you really do expect better gameplay here. I mean, on one hand, I think I would win anyway, because Ermor is a very, very strong matchup against Asphodel. But I expect more of a fight. And he had all game to prepare. He never was attacked. He chose to attack Bandarlog after I almost killed them. And destroyed all their armies. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed with this player. But I don't know if more effort would have helped. But it's kind of like what happened here. Then Rlyeh chooses to attack me. And he's got a kind of small force, so these hybrids are free spawn that you get from coastal fortresses if you play Rlyeh. They're pretty bad. The good thing about tentacles is tentacles are armor piercing. Which normally wouldn't be very good. However, with these guys, if you can do a strength buff, like you do Strength of the Giants, they then become pretty respectable troops, because they then have like a 10 damage armor piercing attack, which is certainly very achievable with Rlyeh. Nothing to write home about, but respectable. Like, it's better than Lobo Guard, right? Because these guys have 12 damage, but I would rather have, and if you did Strength of Giants, it would be 16. But I would probably rather have a 10 armor piercing than a 12 non-armor piercing. So, especially versus a high protection race like mine. So if you look at it, I have these guys, and I can't remember if I got these blessed. Oh, these aren't even blessed. Somehow I think I mixed up where I put my troops. Like, these guys should be in the back near my priest, so I kind of had a little error here in terms of formation. And that might have made a difference, because these guys are just going to die. Like, they're going to die really badly. See, they're all going to die this turn. And, yeah, there. See, they're all dead. So, that probably would have made a difference, having 6 more of these knights. So that was definitely a big mistake. And I definitely had the priests back here to bless him, I just didn't put him in the right spot. So I was really lazy. I don't know if I would have won, I probably would have still lost. But I would have killed a lot more of his troops, and I might have even won. Because do I have Rigor Mortis? Oh, I don't have Rigor Mortis up. Why don't I have Rigor Mortis up? Do I not have a guy? Yeah. So I probably would have still lost, but I wouldn't have lost as bad. and I would have probably killed almost all their troops. So that was a mistake. Nobody attacked here, which I kind of thought they would. So what we're going to do now is we're going to march these guys right back over here, and I'm potentially going to take this fort. I'm thinking this guy might press the advantage and attack here, but not sure. I also thought about attacking both of these provinces, but because I saw Asphodel's capital with 2,000 units in it, I was thinking it's really dangerous to attack because he could move a defensive force out of his capital. So instead of attacking these, I'm going to move these armies over this way, and we'll see what Asphodel does. If he goes and defensively deploys, then I'll probably worry about it. If he doesn't, then, you know, so be it. So anyway, we're going to move, and we're going to siege here with this chaff army. If you look at what he has inside, he has a Mandaraga, right, which, depending on how he's kitted him, I may not be able to kill him with chaff. But otherwise, everything else should be pretty easy. It's just a bunch of crap inside. But we'll see. It doesn't look like there's much mage support. And this Etna's not a mage, but he could have put really good super combatant gear on him. So we'll see. What else? You can see each of these turns is taking me about 2 hours, like an hour and a half to play out. There's a lot of movement that I'm doing. I'm pulling a bunch of troops from all in my back line, right, and moving them up to the front. For a while I was keeping ghouls down here too, and I'm now starting to pull all my ghouls and trying to keep my ghouls closer to the periphery. So, yeah, that's about what we have going on. I'm going to try to go ahead and catch up with the current turn, which is turn 95. So we're running a little long. This will be a long episode. Look at this, right at the top. You received 124 astral gems from Scaleria. This is not for me to personally use, however. This is to knock out Arcane Nexus. Right, so Scaleria says, hopefully this will be enough. Asphodel says, I had asked Asphodel if he was site searching, and he says he got kind of lazy and gave up. Because that was one thing I was noticing as I was looking at his provinces. He hardly has any magic sites. He says, secretly I'm tired of this game. As Asphodel, kind of boring. I'm giving you a good deal with free lands. I guess. I mean, it's really sloppy. So I'm not really impressed with that player at all. But maybe he's watching, and he's been nice at least. I don't know. Yeah, actually, you know, yeah, I already said it. So, message from Nazca. It's not much, but here's what I have in terms of astral gems. Mostly using blood for my summons, and the Nexus doesn't feed him blood slaves. So Nazca is a good player. He kind of got crushed by me early game, but he tried. And he was trying to think of counters, and then Burden of Time kind of wrecked him. And he's trying to figure out what he's going to have late game. So what he's done is he's made a transition into blood. And when we saw Macbell, there was a blood summon that kind of triggered a global event. That was, I thought it might have been Rlyeh because I saw Ill Earth and I was like, oh crap, this guy has blood too. It's Nazca. So Nazca's making a late game blood play, which is smart. I really like that. So I'm glad he's doing it. He'll be a contender. He also now has a fair amount of the global enchantment. He's got Mother Oak and Gift of Health. So he's got a ton of afflictions on his dudes from Burden of Time. So Gift of Health will help clear all those out. So he'll be a late game threat now. He's not nothing. Especially if he can get good battlefield buffs for these huge swarms of units he has. Yeah. So, what else happened this turn? So we had a battle here, but I think this was just his crappy little Wraith Lord, who's got a ton of afflictions now. But he's going to charge in and just get eaten up. Oh, let's look at this. I can't remember how this happened. Somehow I summoned a Lamashta, or he did. Who cast that? Oh, this guy summons it. So he summons a Lamashta, which is funny because they turn around and they kill him. Like, normally Lamashtas are gonna go at, like, especially with this many troops, you would think they would go after me. But it's really funny because it actually kills him. Anyway, and then I kill it in one turn. So, very funny. I sniped this with a tiny little group. I was making good use of kind of these little raiders. We see that Asphodel did not reinforce either of these provinces here. So what that means is he's probably being very lazy and keeping all his dudes in the capital and not really doing anything. So I'm just going to take these. This really is bad form. Like, if you're going to lose, you need to put up more of a fight. It's better to go AI than to just sit there and click end turn and submit it, which is pretty damn close to what he's doing at this point. And, like, none of his... Like, there's hardly any site searching that's gone on in all his provinces. So now I've got to... I mean, on one hand, it's good I can go back and site search, but I don't know what he searched. So... It just, like, if you have peace and you know you're playing for the late game and you don't site search, like, of course you're going to be bad in the late game because you don't have any gem income. So anyway, really sloppy. What we're going to do is this guy's running around. He's probably going to try to defend this. He's got a Tartarian, right? However, I have some anti-Tartarian stuff. I've got these guys, I've got these guys, and I got this dude who can potentially kill him. He's got Rigor Mortis attack, which will move him forward, Drain Life attack, which will move him forward, Drain Life, and hopefully after that he'll be in range. Maybe I move him actually closer to the center. I haven't submitted this turn yet. Maybe I put him like right here. And then I think with all that he'll be okay. So we're gonna move here. He may get this army and sneak it underneath the fort so it defends it, but it won't matter. I'm bringing enough troops, I'm gonna one-turn crack it, and then we'll have a battle. And he doesn't have enough mages where he can repel this army, I don't think. The other thing we're going to do is, because he didn't move up here, he kind of can't... On one hand, he could try to help Asphodel and take this. I don't think he can. So I'm now going to storm this fort with all these troops. I'm going to attack these two provinces. Hopefully there's not much inside. If the Ettin's kitted out well, I probably will lose this and lose this big army, which will be a pain in the ass, but it's not going to stop anything. It'll just slow things down. The other thing, Rlyeh's moved in here with the big force. Which is noteworthy. This is a big enough force he could look at trying to take one of my forts. So what I'm gonna do, instead of try to defend, because I think if we look at it, how many troops is it at Eskonia? It's 330, right? And if you look at how many guys I got in here, I got 325. So he's not gonna be able to even really damage this. So I'm not really worried about defending. What I'm going to do instead is double down on the attack. So this guy's actually going to go in and attack. Now the risk of this group going and attacking White Harbor is that if they do this, it will open my flank up for Nazca to attack me. So it's highly likely after I do this that Nazca, like, next turn shuffles troops here and then moves a big army down to my throne. Because Nazca and I are not allies, right? We're allies only to the degree that we both want to kill Rlyeh, but he probably will attack, or definitely has been attacking me and will continue to, which is smart. I'm not going to tell him he shouldn't, because he should. That said, I'm going to defensively... I'm going to start making an army here. So I'm bringing probably about 40 sacreds, 50 sacreds, right to right here, which... probably will be 60 or 70 by the time everything kind of plays out. Oh, you know what I'm doing too? This is not smart. I really should bring this guy back. And this guy should be set up for Rigor Mortis. Because I think I had scripted him otherwise. So I think he's going to be Rigor Mortis now. And then we're going to do an attack. And then we're going to do a Drain Life. And then we're going to do a Soul Vortex. And then we're going to do an attack. Then we'll do spells. And hopefully this positioning will be fine. So, and actually I probably should shuffle this around a little bit. Attack, attack, spells. So hopefully that works. Hopefully he'll get in range and knock out SCs, but I also have him on Rigor Mortis duty because this army that I'm making here will also need Rigor Mortis. So I'm gonna shuffle this dude, and he has some troops with him. Let's make sure they're not. Oh, they're not important. Oh, and they are slowing him down though. So I probably should go ahead and put them on my Mound Fiend. Right, and he probably then can. Oh, he still can't move there. What the heck? Okay. Anyway, yeah, we're still moving here. So we're moving everybody on top of here. This will be an army big enough to one-turn crack it. If he defensively moves this army here, or if he comes to attack me here, then he'll be able to potentially defend. And I think this army is big enough. Yeah, this army's big enough to kill this one. But I can do some things, like I can fly my Fairy Queen in and do Misform. The other thing that I'm thinking is that he attacks here. Actually, maybe this is the bad move now, because I was moving all my troops which were on top of here, which you can see there's a small little battle. I think this was nothing. Yeah. Oh. So he did this, which is a, drop battlefield-wide nukes and retreat. And it's mostly going to work. His Earth Serpent I almost caught, but his Earth Serpent I think just got hit the fatigue threshold and is about to run away. This guy, however, is not. Anyway. So... Anyway, I've got a decision. I could try to crack the fort. Not sure what I should do now. I could try to crack the fort. Maybe that's what I should do. I kind of want to build a fort here. I'd put this guy on building fortress. Maybe I don't do that. Right, maybe I do crack the fort. Yeah, so if I crack the fort, that'll be hard. But I think it's likely this dude is probably going to move defensively upwards. But if he doesn't, I kind of want to fight him here. No, I think I'm going to keep with what I'm doing. That way I'll be at least less predictable. I'm going to move here. I'm thinking, the thing is, here's my thought process. I'm thinking this army's probably still going to deal with this issue rather than come up and worry about White Harbor. So, I haven't broken the fort yet, right? Because of that, he doesn't need to attack me this turn. What he could do instead is move here, and that will cut off a lot of the easy supply I can do to get troops to this this fortress. And it also cuts off, it'll allow him to restock on gems, and it'll cut off my astral income for a couple turns and give it to him. What I'm instead going to do is pull my guys off the fort and try to force a battle here, in Asconia, or however you say it. And I'm bringing in enough troops where I should win. There's risk in doing that. I'm also bringing enough troops here just to cause gem usage if he pops out his dudes to drop battlefield-wide spells. And I'm also sending a small force which hopefully can snipe this province if he doesn't move anyone into it and kill the temple. So I think we're going to continue with this. If he moves this army up to one of these two spots, I'm going to have to consider very carefully what I do with my main army. Or with this big army. Not sure if I want to force a fight, though I probably could. I'll definitely need Fog Warriors if I want to win. So, anyway, we'll see. The other thing is... Oh, I didn't show you this. This is kind of cool. So this is the Golem and Air Elemental, or Queen of Air Elementals that I dropped in on top of this Father Ill-Earth, right? Who's got kind of okay gear, but not great. And you can see the Air Elementals just kill him in one turn. Really, really, really strong. So, yeah. Didn't even need my Golem for that, really. The other good thing is, by moving all these troops here, the Queen of Air Elementals and Oh, they're all moving here too. Where's she moving? I'm moving her out to this front. I'm probably going to need her to help kill Asphodel. So I'm going to move her out here so I can better lock down this front. But yeah, my Golem, by moving him here on top of this lab, I'm going to be able to potentially snipe any super combatants he's bringing in. The other thing is I'm setting my Golem up to drop anti-magic and then Soul Slay instead of his normal super combatant role. So I think that's all good. It's been a really long episode, but I think the tides have turned. I think Rlyeh is now on the defensive. Oh, the most important thing. I am casting Dispel. I'm casting it with 154 gems, as you can see. So here we go. I'm dropping it like this. So it cost me 24 gems to initially put in it. I'm going to go through diplomacy where I kind of explain it. So I sent a detailed message to Scaleria saying, thanks for the gems. I hope you can see that Arcane Nexus is down this turn when he gets the message. I put 154 gems into the casting. I'll run through the math. I have an enchantment bonus site, so the base cost was 24, not 30. I then overcast by 30 gems. I also cast with a S4 guy, so an effective overcast of 35. Considering it cost Rlyeh 150 to put gems into it, he would need to put 185 in to really win, to dependably win. I find it unlikely but possible that he put that many. What I found more risky is that he puts it right back up right after we take it down. Therefore, better to save gems, whoops, I misspelled it, in my opinion, than going super crazy on overcasting, or on Dispel. As for the gems sent in, Nazca put in 15, you sent in around 130. I'll check after writing this. He actually sent 124. And I put in the Delta. I had more, but chose not to add too much. I didn't actually have that many more, I only have 10 more Astral Pearls. So I'm going to reimburse you. After I subtract Nazca's 15 out of the 154, that leaves 135. Let's call it 140. Out of 140, we split it 50-50, so that means we put in 70. So by explaining all of this to him, this is really good to do if people are pooling gems for a global. For example, I could have just said, thanks man, I spent all the gems you sent me, the 124, and I would have had to put some gems in myself, but not many. That would be pretty unethical. So it's always good if people are trusting and they send in extra gems than you actually need to do the global, that you split it fairly. And the easiest way is if people that put in under the threshold, like Nazca, you just subtract their gems out, and then you split evenly everybody who put in too many. So anyway, that's basically what we're doing. Hopefully Arcane Nexus comes down. If Arcane Nexus comes down, I'm also getting very close to Underdark. And this is a game-winning spell. So if I put like 400 gems into Underdark, then I win. Because the main thing, so it's going to be Darkness, which isn't that big of a deal because almost everybody has Dark Vision troops. But what it does do is it reduces income and resources by 90%. So everybody's going to become income negative, including myself, which will be just fine by me, but not going to be fine for them. Rlyeh is going to not be able to summon any more of his mages. His mages will start deserting. Basically, I'm going to win the game if I can get this up. And it's coming. It's coming real soon. Nazca may be able to hang in the game because he has a blood economy. This is actually a good spell to put up if you have a strong blood economy. It will essentially purge everyone in the world of their normal income troops, but if you're blood only, you actually can run with this. So it will still be very painful for most blood economy nations because they also need income to keep all of their other things, but it will be less painful than everyone else, and so therefore it's strong. So anyway, for me, since I have no income, it's extremely strong. So this is a game-winning spell for MA-Ermor. And I'm going to put it... I've already got so many death gems Heidi hold up. I got about... what is this? 120. And if I keep saving, which I think I will, by the time I have it, I'll have about 400 to drop into it. And then I win. So anyway, the other thing I kind of need to prepare for is I would ideally like to knock one of these spells out right before I put up, right before I put up Underdark. So I'm going to start saving pearls for that also. So that's really my plan. Knock one of these out. Probably Stellar Focus is the weakest, but I'll knock one of these out. And after that, I'm going to put up Underdark, and then hopefully that will win me the game. So anyway, everything's going real well. The battle against Asphodel's going well. I'm sieging one fort, about to be kind of threatening 3 forts of Ryleh's. Nazca really needs to probably go ahead and attack me now, so that's why it's really important that I prepare with this army. So yeah, it's if Nazca doesn't come to Ryleh's rescue, he's going to be in big trouble. The only problem with me knocking Arcane Nexus out is by knocking it out, I am clearly number 1. This Rlyeh was really so strong before because of all the globals he had up. Now that he is going to have only 1 weak global up, he's actually not really number 1 power anymore. He's really dropped significantly behind me with Arcane Nexus coming down. Especially if I can take a few of these forts. Like if I can almost finish Asphodel off, and I can take this one of these 2 forts before Nazca turns against me. Nazca's already against me. Before Nazca mobilizes heavily, I think I'll win for sure. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you next time.